And 3, 2. And we are live. Welcome to, yes, another War and Pieces live. Of course, we have with us none other than from, well, no enemies here, Dan Pacaldi. Did I say it right?
One day you're going to get my name right, Rob. One day.
Pacaldi. It's
Whatever.
Pacaldi.
Whatever.
But the real thrill here.
It's Pacaldi.
It's Pacaldi. I know. He's just being difficult, drinking his big bottle of water. Our real special guest is none other than Mark H. Walker, Flying Pig Games and Tiny Battle Games. Mark, thank you so much for being here. But before we really get to you, Mark, I received this email from Mr. Mark Walker.
What?
About our show last week.
Uh-huh.
First, he thanked us for doing the show, but then he proceeded to correct us on a number of things. And I like to do a little show note here and correct some of the things that we completely got wrong. This is about a page and a half of stuff. So is volume 2.
He's gone.
Oh, there he goes. Yeah. Kabuki, how are you? Dennis, everyone. How's everybody doing today?
Hey, right, Downriver Rick. Wait, hold on. Downriver Rick, I need your address. Send me your address. You got a T-shirt. What's the matter with you?
Oh, jeez. All right, you done plugging your own channel?
Whatever.
Okay, thank you. Airborne is a Volume 2 expansion. Okay, corrected. We just sold out of what was a fairly big print run of OST Volume 2 Western Front. But you're going to come back with a Kickstarter, is that correct?
That's right. End of this month, early next month.
Okay. What else was there? Oh, the Shane Logan design Mark Walker game thing was Shane's idea.
It was.
So okay. That's the way he submitted the box cover, and I was never one to shy away from self-promotion.
Never.
Nice.
So it was his idea.
Yes, it was. Night of Man has kaiju in it for you kaiju fans. As you know, I'm a big Godzilla fan. Armageddon War. Shane did the counters and the map art. A friend of mine, Zach Smith, did the illustration. Turned it into a beautiful cover. I think the stamped dice combat resolution system is boss. I do too. 65 is largely the same system as Night is Man. Both are card driven. There you go. There were the corrections that were made from last week's show. Mark, thank you so much for correcting us.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you for.
You're very welcome. Just trying to help out.
Oh, without a doubt.
Wait. Downriver Rick just said something. Downriver, I deleted all my emails by mistake. Please send it to me again. Okay, go on.
Is there anything else we like to do for No Enemies here? Because we have a guest and you're doing business. You baby gorilla. All right. Jeez. And of course we have Herman Lutman here. I mean, oh, look at this. Look at the shine he put on you. It's almost as bad as the shine that we're going to put on you. Hey, all, the man, the myth, the legend, Mark Walker. Mark, there's a couple things I got to ask you. I got to ask you right off the bat. Okay.
Okay.
You have Flying Pig. Why not put Tiny Battle right under the Flying Pig banner? Or is there?
Why not? Look at Dan. Look, that's what Dan wants to see. That's what he dreams about every night. There's a real good reason I did that, and it was because there are two radically different approaches to game companies. Flying Pig, as you guys know, and most people that have bought our games are they're big box, big counters, mounted map boards, all that kind of stuff. We do them through Kickstarter. We only do at the most a couple a year. The Tiny Battle is something I wanted to start to give myself, friends of mine, new designers and whatnot, a chance to submit a design, get that design out quickly in a folio format. So obviously we have smaller counters, paper maps, that type of stuff. And I was afraid that if I included that as part of Flying Pig, that what would end up happening is that when I went to sell Armageddon War, people would say, oh, does that have the same small counters that, I don't know, Invaders or anything else has? And I would constantly be answering these questions. It would hurt the brand, so to speak, although I'm very proud of everything Tiny Battle does. So I said, I'm also a big comic book fan. And I said, I'm just going to do it like they're two imprints. They're under the Mark H. Walker LLC, and one of them's Flying Pig Games, and one of them's Tiny Battle Publishing. I hope that makes it easier for everybody. I don't know.
Hey,
I get so many questions on it that it may not.
You're pretty smart, Mark.
Every once in a while. Basically, that was my wife's idea.
She's pretty smart, Mark.
So you're a big comic book fan.
Yeah.
Do you still read stuff?
Oh, yeah, I do.
What are you reading now?
Like Lazarus. Well, I like Lazarus. Have you read Lazarus?
A little bit.
It's about this. It's near future dystopia. The world has been divided into corporations, which is not that new a concept. Each corporation, though, will have one Lazarus, and a Lazarus, through modern medical technology, is almost immortal. And it's the story of all that. That's one thing I really like. I also like.
It's an independent book too, isn't it?
God bless. I can't remember. I also like Kill or Be Killed. And I like stuff that Brubaker, is that the dude's name that writes the dark kind of noir murder mystery stuff? I like him too.
He does a lot of good stuff. What the heck? Well, before everything closed up, I had picked up. I took a weird turn because I was reading The Boys, which was really a lot worse than the TV show.
That's right. Greg told me that. Greg only lives a couple of miles from me. We test together every week, and he read The Boys, and he goes, "If you think the show's bloody, it ain't nothing compared to the comic book."
Yeah, the comic book is a complete train wreck, and it went about 70 issues, I think. I tend to lean towards the independent stuff and stuff like that, but I took a weird turn, and I saw this thing. It was called A Courageous Princess. It was from Dark Horse Comics. I go, okay, what's this? And it's just turned out to be this really nice story, and it was very engaging. It was about this girl and this dragon, and how she just it was beautifully drawn, and it's just a little graphic novel. Another thing that I kind of leaned towards was a book called Amulet. I discovered that started like almost 10 years ago. It's from Scholastic, of all things, but it's just a phenomenal twist and turn story.
Wow, Rob, you're reading Scholastics on women and dragons, princess in pink shirts.
I got a little granddaughter, and sometimes you got to have stuff so you can read to her as well.
Did you see how he just turned around? I'm trying to make him look stupid, and he just whipped it right back at me.
And he looks very gracious and grandfatherly.
Yeah. And I'm a moron.
3 grandchildren. Very proud of that. And your daughter works for the company, doesn't she?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I would say works for us.
Helps you out.
Denver is she's an avid gamer, and it's kind of interesting because you've been to our booth at Origins, and it's a bunch of young guys in Denver, and then me, tottering around and stuff. And all those guys are avid gamers, but had never played a war game till Denver and I started introducing them to them, and they all love them. And sometimes it makes me just think, if you had the right people to teach the right people, in other words, younger folks with a very curious mind and stuff, that you would draw way more people into the hobby. But to answer your question, I mean, Denver goes with me to all the cons. She demos the games and stuff. we always call Origins the best week of the year because there's like 5 of us there. We rent a house, and of course we work hard at the booth. But when we aren't at the booth, we play. I mean, games all the time. Good times.
You know, one of the things I've always admired about you is that you do try to get that new gamer in, and I always see that, and that is one of the things that me and Knucklehead over there have tried to just really preach. You know, we catch a little flack because how we feel about war games. You know, we think that the best way to do it is not be the snobby little group, but be opening and inviting to everybody. You know, but you have your elitist in any kind of group. And the one thing that you've always preached is that, hey, sit down, open your mind and watch what we do. And, some of the things that you did with Herm in that booth, I mean, that booth is like one of the best booths. And it always bothers me that when I go to Origins, I never have enough time to spend enough time over there like I would like to.
I want to go now.
Yeah, and I said this year I'm going to go to Origins.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it easy, and I'm not gonna go with anybody. I'm not gonna try to film a million things. I'm gonna go hang out with Greg because I promised Greg I'd go hang out with him. I come spend some time with you and Herm, and it's canceled. Well, until October.
Well, did you hear that they're going to do a virtual Origins also? Same date.
How is that even going to work?
I don't know. I mean, they say that they're going to have events and vendors. I don't know how that would work. I mean, vendors, like, okay, so if Flying Pig is a vendor, you go to our website and buy a game.
You could do that without going virtually.
Are they charging for tables?
Right.
Yeah, they probably charge you to go on there.
No, I haven't heard back on that. I can't imagine they would charge for vendors. They aren't charging for admission. So, although they did say in their email, you guys may have seen it, that people running events can charge if they want to. Okay. Which I'm going like, I don't think that'll work.
Yeah, that'll go over real well, like a lead balloon. Our lovely Kabuki Kid asks, is Flying Pig a reference to an A-10 Warthog?
Wow. What a great question. No, I've never thought of that.
Listen, this is War and Pieces. You actually get real questions here. We're not like other cheap-ass shows.
That's super. I'm going to try to disrobe here in front of the camera. It'll be okay, guys.
Only here.
Oh yeah, only with us.
Only here.
There we go.
Wow, look at that.
All right. Flying Pig is a reference to.
Whoa, the Flying Pig.
Now, was that your acid days, Mark?
No, I just got that. Denver paid for it. It was a Father's Day gift about, 4 years ago.
How cool is that?
It is. So I kind of thought it up. I just wanted something epic. So it's a flying pig with a cigar in its mouth and a Thompson submachine gun.
And you own a Thompson?
No, I've never fired a Thompson either. No.
Well, there goes that.
Now, you were telling us that you were in the Navy and you were actually a diver in the Navy.
I was an EOD diver. So what EOD does is they defuse bombs, although you don't really defuse bombs. That's not what you do. So I was a diver in EOD, and that's what I did my last 11 years in the Navy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're a man of many hats, right? And
I am.
It wasn't a literal thing.
Oh, he just broke out a little Philly action there.
Oh, that's a Phillies. That's the Padres. Anyways, whatever. Can you just let me do something?
Well, I've been waiting for you to do something for the last 15 minutes that we've been on. So go ahead.
So, Mark, you're a guitar player, right? And I mean, I've seen videos of you
I
playing
am.
guitar, and you know what? I enjoyed it, but that F sharp was a little flat. But anyways, let's not get
Sorry.
into that. And also, you're a writer, right? Many people know you're a writer. And once you got a gig for Playboy, didn't you have a gig for Playboy?
Well, back when I was a freelance writer, I mean, I wrote for a lot of magazines like Alaskan Air, Playboy. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at my resume. And then a lot of the ends to these magazines were my game knowledge. Was my game knowledge? I don't know. Was my game knowledge. So, like, what I did for Playboy was write computer game reviews.
Yeah, because
So there were no invites to like the Playboy Mansion or anything like that.
oh, okay. So I guess people
That was way before being a geek was cool. Nobody had ever heard of Critical Role.
I guess people do read the articles.
Yes, that's the only reason you get it for, right? Now Herman taking shots at you here. Denver is the brains behind the operation. Okay, I mean, he is just throwing down here, this guy. Jeez. Humble Bundle is currently doing Driz D&D books. And oh, okay, well, that's something totally different. We always like to get everybody loving Herman being in here. We should just bring Herman in too. Jeez.
Absolutely.
I mean, at this point. But the Tiny Battles, now, how long has that been in existence?
Wow. Man, that's a tough question. I don't know. Let's say since September of 2015.
2015?
Yeah, I think
and
so.
You put out a lot of titles.
We've got 50 games out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And a lot of fun games. A lot of real fun games.
I was playing Herman's game, The Invaders, and I wrote to you once and I said, you got to keep doing this, man. You got to keep doing this, because these are fantastic games, man. These are like hangover Sunday morning games. Fantastic.
You know, they are absolutely fantastic. And we are working on a fourth one right now, but by working on, it's in the planning stage, but it's a real thing. It's not just we're working on a fourth one. And I own 3 guitars and none of them are particularly great. I own an Oscar Schmidt acoustic. I own a Yamaha acoustic, and I own a what's it called? I don't know what my electric's called.
You know Harold Buchanan?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
I think he owns 3 Martins.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things that gets me about Tiny Battles, and we're going to do our little spiel that we normally do, and we're going to have you comment on some of the things that we pick out. But it's such a variance from Flying Pigs, like you were talking about earlier. But the thing I love about it is that it's all right here. You know what I mean? You have everything you need right here. It doesn't take a big imprint, but you are immersed in some of these unbelievable battles that you guys recreate. And you got it all right in front of you, almost to like an 8.5 by 14 play area. And it's just ingenious. Absolutely ingenious.
I love them.
Well, you know, that was the whole idea, and that's why we did the Tiny Battle thing. I mean, most of the game boards, so to speak, they're all paper, are 11 by 17 inches. Sometimes they're bigger, 22 by 17. And we have a game coming up where it's actually going to be 31 inches by 31 inches. It's going to cover the invasion of Normandy all the way into Germany. But I mean, the idea is to have something small and something that's easy to play. We've all said this a million times, but as we get older, what is I look for games that are simple. I was commenting on Ross. I can't think of Ross's last name, that designed Combat. the other day on Facebook, and somebody was saying, "Oh, the rules are a wreck or whatever," and I was going, I don't think they're bad.
No.
But my point is that I have a tough time learning any game, so I never really go, "Oh, the rules are a wreck." I just say my brain's a wreck, and that's why I can't learn the game. But to answer the question about solitaire games, I think they're awesome.
Oh, yeah, I was actually gonna come back to that, but I wanted to do the tube amp or solid state.
I don't know what's the difference. No, what I have are solid state amps. The amp I use the most is a Fender Mini, is what I use the most. So those of you that have minis know that you can get a real rich rock sound out of it, and yet it's not much louder than I'm talking right now.
And there's effects built in.
What?
There's effects.
Yes. Yeah, it has a dry, and I'm not by any means like one of those guys who go, "Oh, I got a pedal set." Yeah, I'm not even near that level of a rock guitarist. But it's got basically a drive button or a drive switch on it, and you can just like dial in your fuzz and stuff, and then work with your pickups to get what you want. So,
all right. So you're a big music guy. So what's your top 5 bands of all time? Elastic band to your head. Top 5.
Come on.
Definitely not freaking Genesis. Definitely not Genesis. Like I'm sorry, I don't mean to be argumentative. I'm just saying. I don't know what my top 5 bands are, but I tell you who I'm listening to right now.
All right,
and
that's fair.
I'll mix in who I'm listening to now with some music that I've always really, really liked.
Okay.
I'm a big Plimsolls fan, which were an 80s band. Their one hit was "Million Miles Away."
Yeah.
Anybody that's watching, go YouTube the video for "Million Miles Away." It's just Southern California in a video. Right now, I'm listening to Hailstorm.
Oh, yeah. She is unbelievable. What's the song that she sings? Fire or something like that. I am the fire. I am the fire. When she hits that note, Lizzie Hale. When she hits that note and holds it for it seems like an eternity. You go, holy cow, this girl can sing.
She's crazy. In a way, she reminds me of you, Rob, because like I tell you about every other email, when I write to you, you're a force for good. You just do good things for people. And Lizzie Hale, for those of you that haven't heard Hailstorm, I mean, they're a heavy metal band.
Yeah.
I mean, they're crazy, heavy metal, great. But she's one of the most positive individuals during this lockdown. As a matter of fact, every Friday, she has a thing on Twitch, I want to say, called something Stream or whatnot, where she just does some stuff with her brother, who I believe she's in lockdown with. It may be with Joe, who is their lead guitarist, and they talk, they play some songs, they just do stuff like that. And of course, obviously it's free. So Plimsolls, right now, Hailstorm. I'm going to say the Eagles, and that, people will laugh about the Eagles, but
no, the Eagles were great.
Before they were $250 a ticket, and people were all wearing polyester Eagles. Eagles, Plimsolls, Hailstorm.
You see, it sounds like you're a lot like me, because I can listen to the Eagles, Jackson Brown, that kind of thing, and then I can come all the way over to the other side. I'm a big Rush, Yes, Dream Theater type of fan, and then I have that kind of '90s alternative thing where where even now I'll listen. Garbage. I thought she was. Oh my God!
I used to see Garbage with Denver and my middle daughter Jessica in Richmond. Man, it was so great. I was spilling beer down people's backs. They're going, "Oh man, get out of here!"
and the funny thing about it is that when I think of Garbage, my son and I, when he was really small, we used to play oh God, what was the PlayStation?
No.
The Gran Turismo, and their songs were on it, and we would just cancel all the other songs and just have the Garbage songs on there while we were trying to qualify.
They're great. They're amazing.
Yeah.
You guys are having a good time.
What's that?
You guys are having a good time.
Well, say something then.
I can't say anything. You guys can't shut up.
Go ahead. Read the question. Well, you're choking on your single malt scotch. Why don't you read the question that's down below?
Mark, what's your thoughts on the demand or perhaps lack of demand for solo games, Mark? What's your problem?
I think there's a lot of demand. I mean, I've been gaming for, this isn't an exaggeration, I've been gaming for 56 years.
Man, I thought you were.
Yeah. So I'm 65, and I started gaming when I was 9. First game was that Gettysburg that had the pink and blue counters.
Yes.
Yeah. I never played Tactics 2. I wish I had. And then they had a racing game called Le Mans that I loved. Used to draw up tracks for the stuff. Game. But anyhow, going back from that, I think there's more. I only say that to say that, I've been doing this for a long time. I still buy all kinds of games. I still play all kinds of games. I think there's more of a demand right now for solitaire games than I've ever seen.
Yes, I have to agree with that.
Yeah, and it's getting better. And the AI is getting better.
It is. What do you think is a good AI, Dan? This isn't a test. I mean, what do you like to see in an AI?
Look, the AI from John Butterfield.
Oh yeah.
Okay, but that's a different type of AI. I prefer because, like you, Mark, I don't want to read all these rule books.
Right.
So AIs like I can't think of any right now. You put me on the spot.
No, I don't mean to. I guess what I was looking for with me, I don't want an AI that it takes longer to figure out what the AI is doing than I have to take my turn.
That's right. So you know what? I don't want to name names, for God's sake. It's bad.
Look at you. Wait a minute. Hold on. You just complained that you had nothing to say in this whole thing. Okay. Now you get a chance to. No, I don't want to name names. It's either you get in the conversation, or you sit there and let the big boys talk.
Okay. Some of the bots in certain games, like you said, I'm not into it. I'm just. It's like. Because I'm ADD, a squirrel passes by and I forget. I have to start over again, man.
Well, I think the AI.
I thought 65 was fantastic as far as AI.
I liked it. I liked it. If I went back to it, maybe I could smooth it out a little bit more. Mm-hmm. But I like the card idea, and I have an idea for the whole platoon commander system that I really want to get to. Of course, and I mean this, I'm not just saying it because he's here or it's a game we published. I think that Crowbar is a lot of fun. The longest thing about Crowbar, and Herm will tell this, agree with this himself, it takes a while to set it up. But once it's set up, the AI and stuff it's
very, very smooth. Very smooth.
Yep. I like the AI for combat. I think that Ross did a good job on that AI for combat.
Is it Ross Martell?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, I think he did a good job on that. If Compass Games didn't want to publish any more of his games, Ross, come on over and we'll do a modern version of combat. It'd be awesome.
Listen,
because
we're gonna get a hold of Ross. We're gonna get him over underneath your banner. We're gonna get him over your banner.
And you know what? I'm glad you said it on this show because we take a 10% cut. That was written in your contract that you signed there, Mark. So don't worry about it.
I like Battle Hymn, which was the Pacific War version of Ambush. But that's John Butterfield. I think he is, he's genius.
Can I correct you?
Absolutely.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Eric Lee Smith had something to do with that.
Okay. Sounds right. Sounds about that era. Yeah. My bad. Sorry.
Well, Hotshot, why don't you read the next question?
Nathaniel Robinson. By the way, Nathaniel, I'm mailing your
Self-promotion. Why don't you talk about this program a little bit instead of no enemies here? Go ahead.
The mail. Nathaniel Robinson asks you, how do you feel about the evolution of your designs that have been further developed by Lock and Load?
Got no idea. I've never played one of them. Never played. I had a guy come up to me at PresCon and say, World of War 85, he said, it's your design. They only changed a couple of things. I don't know. I mean, I just don't know. I wish them all the luck in the world. I mean, they're David's IPs now, and I hope that they're very successful for him. I'm not going to go back and play them, and I have no idea what they've changed with Lock and Load Tactical. I just don't know.
No,
I
understand, because me being an artist, I'm an artist, Rob. Did you know I was an artist? So have a little bit of respect and relax.
Believe me, you are an artist because your face looks like a Picasso. Keep going.
So me being an artist, I understand. Once I do a piece, I move on. And I don't want to revisit. Revisiting is like, I don't know. It's like playing Ambush after you finish playing Ambush.
Well, that's a good analogy. I mean, it's not so much that. I played Lock and Load and World of War till I sold the company, but because I love the systems, but there's no point in it now. I mean, I've got so much work to do in games I want to design and other games that are out there that I want to play, that there's not a lot of point in that. What I liked about the World at War system was the whole underlying weirdness to it that was in the fiction, that was talked about in some of the scenario briefings and stuff. It wasn't your typical World at War, World 1985 setting.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean it's better than anybody's. That's just what appeals to me.
Let me ask you something. Oh, go ahead, Dan. I'm sorry, Dan. Didn't mean to step on you. Go ahead.
You never wanted to do a World at War zombie?
People bring up the zombie stuff all the time. I never designed a zombie game in my life.
Well, maybe.
I've only written one zombie short story.
Mm-hmm.
But All Things Zombie was an Ed Texiera. I don't know if y'all know Ed, but if you don't know Ed, you should meet him. He's a great guy, and he's got a lot of energy. All Things Zombie is a Ed Texiera design, and what I did, it was a miniatures design, and I developed it for, and published it at Lock and Load. And, to be honest, it's probably one of my biggest regrets at Lock and Load is we should have dropped everything we were doing and just put out new ATZs, All Things Zombie, because that game sold like it was hotcakes at a Sunday morning revival. I swear to God. I mean, we couldn't print them fast enough.
Not to change the subject between Tiny Battles and Flying Pigs, but going back to Flying Pigs, your maps are incredible. It's just, if you lay that out on a table and a guest comes into your house, immediately they're struck by the immenseness of those maps and the artwork. I mean, Shane Logan, I don't know whose idea was it to make those massive maps, but Shane Logan does a great job. And you know what? Kudos to you, Mark, for packaging such an insane, ridiculous box that I can't even put it on my shelf like this. It's like, this is huge, man.
It's almost as tall as him.
What?
I mean, what is that box? About 3'6", 3'8"?
If you were here, I swear to God.
I'm going to ask you a hard question. You don't have to answer it if you don't want to, and forgive my naivety in this. I only learned recently that you actually had Lock and Load to begin with. Okay, mm-hmm. You sold it, which I just learned today. You sold it. Why did you sell it? I mean, you don't have to answer it. But
people talk to me or ask me about that all the time, as if
all
it's
right, okay. I don't know if it's something
secret or there's something there. No, it was a good business move at the time. I wanted to do something different, and David was interested in buying the company, and I'd known David since way back when. I mean, back when he owned Matrix Games, and I just approached him, and he was interested in doing it. So, it's really, that's all there is to it.
Okay. We have a question
and
here.
He did a great job with it. It looks good.
Oh, yeah. I think he's done a really, really, really nice job. And we complimented him. He's been very nice to us. And, I got nothing bad to say about him. He's a great guy.
Nice guy. Yeah.
What do you think of the PC ports of your games, and what would you recommend for a new to war game player?
I don't know if people realize it. The first, I know that they just came out with Lock and Load Digital,
right?
And and it it looks great. I haven't played it. Again, it's one of those things, like, I don't really see a point in delving into that part. So it looks good. I've heard good things about it. I hope it works well for people. But that wasn't the first PC version of Lock and Load. There was one called Heroes of Stalingrad, and that's still available over at Matrix Games, and it's got the same programmer, Tom Proudfoot, programmed both of the games. And I'm going to guess that pretty much they're the same, but I don't know. I can't say that. I haven't played it. I know that Heroes of Stalingrad has the typical kind of weirdness that I love to put in it. If you follow a couple of alternate paths in the campaign, you're going to find some strange stuff that will delight people, and that'll anger other people. So I liked to design scenarios in that sometimes it gave people a moral choice. In one of the first scenarios, to accomplish your missions, you had to decide what you were going to do with a young refugee girl.
Right.
I don't know if that type of stuff exists in the new one. I don't know. Maybe twice as good. So, yes, sir.
You guys are rambling on, and I'm listening to you.
I am.
Vanna White type thing. But you and I, when we went to WBC, when I met you at WBC, which was wonderful to meet you, by the way, Mark. You're like 8 feet tall.
Dear God, I got to get a co-host.
I was here. Anyways,
he didn't even spend any time with me. I don't know what you mean. Except
no. This is what he does. He wants to name drop and make himself feel a little bit taller. Listen, bro, 5'6" is 5'6", no matter how many shoes you put on.
I'm 5'4".
Oh, with heels.
So, God. Anyways, Mark, we played this game.
Yeah.
Together.
You see how thrilled he was? Yeah.
And you know what? You offered me one beer, Mark. One beer.
I only had a case.
But you offered me one beer.
And what did I give you? Did I give you the PBR? Galen and I were drinking a Voodoo Ranger, I think.
Yeah, I think I had a Voodoo. It was very pale.
Okay. All right.
What I do to you?
Yeah, we played La Resistance.
Yeah, it's you know what? I'm glad you said La Resistance. Can I correct you? It's La Resistance. La Resistance.
It's actually may I correct you? It's La Resistance. Ha ha ha.
That's good.
Robert mentions that 65 and all its expansions is a damn good game, that it doesn't get enough press. Have you ever thought of maybe redoing it? Or
we have a sequel coming out called Where Empires Die. And it is, I wish I could, anyhow, I don't say that lightly. I don't say, oh, we have a sequel coming out. It's no problem. No. Where Empires Die, the art is complete for the game. And Greg is actually working with me on it to design the scenarios. It's about the Soviets in Afghanistan in '85. So, yeah, we are coming out with a sequel. Robert, I appreciate you saying that. I couldn't agree more. 65, I love it. It's one of my favorite games. And, it sells really well for us. If I would guess, I don't know why it's different. Maybe that's why it doesn't get the press. It's, maybe it's different.
No, it should get more press. It should get more press. I mean, when I play a Vietnam game, any Vietnam game, right away I got anxiety because maybe I grew up watching Vietnam War on TV and it was so real, and there was color images of it, and I don't know, I just didn't like it. But anyways, Mark, I want to ask you something.
Okay.
The Gettysburg game. Talk to me. Man. Talk to me.
What Gettysburg game?
Oh, I knew you were going to do that. I knew you were going to do that.
Herm is designing a derivative of the blind sword system, which is what we used in the Devils to Pay. That was a derivative, and this will be a derivative of a derivative that will be the entire Battle of Gettysburg.
And that's a flank
mounted maps. It'll be a huge honking game with multiple scenarios, mounted maps, done by Rick Barber.
Barber?
Yeah, Rick Barber, the same guy.
He's my favorite. He's my favorite.
Yeah, he's a heck of an artist.
Oh man!
And I mean that's going to be what I want it to be a big, big deal. I want it to maybe be the iconic Gettysburg game. There are a million great ones out there. Okay, I'm not disparaging any Gettysburg game, but I want it to be the iconic Gettysburg game. And it'll be on Kickstarter this year. What may push it back is all these reprints we're doing on Kickstarter now because we're selling out of our games. So, yeah.
I mean, Miniature Market, of course, sponsors this channel. How's that for a shameless plug, little fella? But anyways, you can't keep your games in stock there. They bring it in.
Yeah, we're lucky.
It's gone. I mean, I can't speak enough of how the quality is off the charts. And when you have quality like that, it immerses you more into the scenario, the battles. The counters are beautiful. They're very, everything that you do is so well thought out. I mean, do you build games that you want to play? And that's the kind of feel I get.
Yeah, thanks for saying that, but that is very true. I build games that I want to play, and thanks, Herman, for saying that. That's very nice of you. Yes, exactly. I try to put together games that I would like to play, and I believe that graphics are one of the immersive qualities of games. I always would scratch my head, when you would meet some grognard that said, "Oh, I don't care what it looks like; it's the game that matters." And that's that's counterintuitive. The beauty of a game is part of its immersive qualities.
Can you believe I picked this guy for a co-host? Look at that.
And this is the expansion.
The board is almost taller than him, though. It is almost.
It's almost taller than him, and that's one of the small maps.
Come on.
And that's one of the pocket battle maps.
Wow.
Not really.
I mean, look at you, Dan. Why don't you just have another donut at this point? Give up. I mean, it's over. It's over, Johnny. But first of all, we've talked about Flying Pig, but now's the time to talk a little bit about some tiny battles. So maybe if you could sit down and stop jumping around like a 4-year-old, okay? And maybe let's do our thing where we do our top 5, or we pick 5 games from tiny battles and tell each other why we like them and see how many we can match up. Now, last week we had an all-time high. We matched up 4 out of 5 games. Was that correct?
No, 2 weeks ago.
Was it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. You're getting old. I mean, come on, start taking the pills, huh?
Okay. All right. So let's see how well we can do today. We have yet to go 5 for 5. So, my little friend, you may go first. And listen, we're both going to give some thoughts on the game, and then we would love to hear what you feel about the game as well, too, Mark.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to start high in my designs. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The first one, obviously, tiny battle. Obviously.
Okay, here you go.
I have to say, I'm pretty upset at my daughter for not coming on the show and saying something. I just wanted to say that. But anyways.
Okay. Okay, hold on. Yeah,
we're gonna get 3 out of them today. We're gonna get 3. I'll bet you $50, Rob. We're gonna get 3, and not more than 3.
You think we're gonna get 3, huh? I got.
You're showing all your games. What's the matter with you?
I'm not showing you all your games. I just had it in a pile with everything. So, more or less, it was this one, but the series I consider the whole thing.
Okay, whatever. And then if I have that one, do I have to show you that one too now? Here you go. Ruin my surprise. Surprise.
All right. Okay. But I consider those 3 games just one game.
You didn't tell me that.
I am telling you now. Because it's a trilogy, and it's a great trilogy.
Okay.
You know, we had Herm, and we talked a little bit about this game, and I'll tell you right now, phenomenal system.
Mark, yeah, we're gushing. The thing is, but it's phenomenal in a small way. Remember, like when you in the 1970s when you buy the $2.99 games by Steve Jackson, we're all excited and all that. That's what this gives me, and that's why, and that's why Rob, he says it's phenomenal. I understand, Rob. I'll explain for Rob. It's the 1970s all over again. I'm 12 years old. This is what this gives me, okay?
But it also has that 50s feel from those 50s sci-fi movies.
Yeah.
And not many games can pull that off. But you know, Fred and Herm did, and I mean, when they came to you with this, I mean, did you look at them like they were completely out of their minds?
No. Because if Herm comes to me with a game, if he says, I want to do a game on putting together a car in my garage, I'd say, sure, when can you have it? That's just it. I mean, that's my relation with Herm. If Herm says he's going to design something for me, he knows he always has a green light. If he says, I think this will be a Flying Pig game, I'll go, okay, that's fine. Unless I tell him, okay, well, it probably won't go to Kickstarter for 2.5 years. Then he'll go, well, damn it. And, he'll make a tiny battle version. But he probably told you this, but the basic idea with the first game, Invaders, was he wanted to build an AI or build an opponent that didn't act by our logic system. And that's what he did with Invaders. And the artist, Tim Allen, is just brilliant with that stuff. But it's more than just Tim Allen's ability to draw. it's Herm's ability to conceptualize and convey those concepts to Tim Allen.
What about the guy who corrects Herman when he's going on a rant as a developer? His name is
Fred Manzo.
That's the dream team, man. They are
the dream team. Yep.
Is Herman part alien? I mean, no. I mean, there's just no other way that the things that roll around in that melon of his.
He's German.
Okay.
Well, he's brilliant. He's intelligent.
Oh yeah.
And he's also, I think that part of it is, and I've never even talked about this with Herm, but I think part of it is he plays a wide variety of games.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, a wide variety of games. He's kind of like me in that he loves war games. Loves them. But he plays all kinds of non-war game games, whether it be Gloomhaven, whether it be
Shadows of Brimstone that he's on now.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking for my glasses because there was this game. I'm going to be right back.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, I want to be right back too.
Hey, what's the matter with you? Yeah, Street Fighter. Street Masters.
So he says, Mark, you got to get this game. It is so cool. I love the AI in it. I mean, that's what Herm does. He plays all these type of games. And I think he gives him ideas that percolate and then come out in a different way in the war games. And he loves to tell a story. And you see, I think that everyone loves a story in a game, even if they don't know it. Even if they don't know it. And that's why, obviously, Dungeons and Dragons has survived for 50 years. Is that right?
If not more.
But we all love a story in a game.
Yeah.
And Herm, even in The Devil's to Pay, and then in this upcoming Gettysburg game, which is named Most Fearsome Sacrifice, and I even came up with the name, but I can't remember it. It's what General Hood said. He creates a story through random events or through the way that the divisions activate and stuff like that. That just it pulls you into the game, and it's the same with Invaders in those games.
Yeah.
By the way, did y'all know there's a digital version of Invaders?
Yes, I have it
in the App Store.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Well, Rob, you don't have that? I have it.
You can also get it on Steam.
Oh, okay.
I'll send you a code if you want it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mark,
I appreciate it. Definitely. I would love it. I would love to play it.
Yeah.
Let's get moving. Come on.
Okay. Well,
isn't it almost your third breakfast time or whatever?
What am I, a hobbit?
Pretty much.
How's your cheese bowl?
Yeah, how's your bowl of cheese to hold you over until you?
Anyways, can we go on? Because
please.
Well, you said this series was one shot, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to choose live. Okay, so yes, Fred Manzo, and this is Tim Allen. Tim Allen also did the artwork here, and Herman Luttman did the development. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I would say development, slate design. He and Fred, sometimes it's close to them both, like designing shoulder to shoulder. I think. Correct us.
No, well, yeah,
I'm wrong.
Well, this is the dream team, and you know what? It really is. But anyways, and also this, I enjoy the B movie. I enjoy the B movie effect of it. It's just. Oh, look, it's Sunday morning. It's great.
It's here. I played it so much. I don't have the thing.
It's when your wife goes shopping for food and you're left alone and you're having your coffee. This is it, man. And you see where I keep the games? I keep the games in a hard copy. Like, nothing can go wrong with these games. That's why I keep these.
And looking at you, your wife shops a lot. Now keep moving. Yeah.
Oh no! I didn't think you had that. That's my man. Got.
Another system that just really go ahead. I'm going to let you dance with it. No, you dance with it. Go.
Oh, please take it.
Another fantastic.
Canny is a brilliant. I'm not going to use that word brilliant. He's an extremely creative solitaire game designer.
What nationality is he?
He designed. He's Italian.
Thank you.
Or as Brad Pitt would say, Italian. So anyway, he designed Space Infantry for me at Lock and Load Publishing, and he's always coming up with creative ways to do solitaire games, and that was his first in the Rifles series.
I just love how it works, and it's so different. You look at it and you go, all right, this okay, you know. I mean, yeah, aesthetically you look at it and it really takes you to this place where you're looking and you're going, boy, is this going to be, and then you play it. And that's where the experience comes in, you know. It just, you're just like, oh my God, this feels, it feels like you're there, and where some games are so beautiful that they pull you in, the gameplay really just sucks and pulls you right in, and I think it's fantastic.
And to make
great stories,
to make it more challenging, instead of the chit pull where you pull it out and you're counting cards type thing, roll a dice to make it more challenging. I've never won a game of a Space Infantry, but I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? What was that? Well,
there's something, it's been a long time since I played Space Infantry, but there's something about the number of chits in the cup that has to do with the probability. So it's different than rolling a die.
That's right. So if you roll a dice to make it more, to make it harder, you don't have that probability.
Okay, sure.
I'm saying, because I'm smart.
You need to tell David Heath.
Go ahead.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Choice.
Okay. You're not gonna get that one. I enjoyed. I watched David Heinel, the OG, do a playthrough of that, and I said, "Man, Mark, I gotta contact Mark. I gotta get that game because that's 1950s, the crappiest B movie you can get in a board game. So much fun, so much fun. The swamp devils, and they come at you, and it's like, oh man, I'm so into it. Look, I got shivers when I do this. This means I have shivers."
It has a really cool combat resolution system too. It because you put a number of chits depending on who could be there and what you want to do. If you want to actually kill the creature, or if you want to try to capture the creature and use it for research. I thought the combat system was very creative.
And who used this? A spine-tingling 11x7 Tiny-rama. Whose idea was Tiny-rama?
Mary's.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, that was number 3 for you, buddy.
Okay, so first of all, now you're making me work live, right? See? And
be the first time.
Now I gotta choose a game. You know what?
Hey, Mark, you could just say, "Listen, guys, I'm never going to come on this show ever again."
No, this is fun.
You know what? Because it was my first game that I bought at Tiny Battle Publishing.
Okay.
I thought it was interesting because I'm a very World War II, Weird War II type thing, sci-fi. And you know what game I'm going to say, eh, Mark? What am I going to say?
Not yet. Sorry.
Why don't you hold it up?
Oh, yeah. Doesn't he do a good job? Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
You know, I like the 3 creatures there. I don't know what they're called.
That's 3 so far.
Yeah, I didn't.
I mean, UFOs. Yeah, I'm in.
Mhm.
The tripods.
Yeah.
The tripods, and you thought it was like mini me when the guy said you're a tripod, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And the alien worms, and I don't know who did the design or who did the artwork, but they made it German, like alien Vermeer. You see, Mark, you as a designer,
I didn't design it.
No, but I'm saying you as a publisher, designer, this and that, you work with these games often and often and often, and you see proofs of these games, and after a while, it's a job. But for me, it's actually it's a joy. It's a little piece of something on a day when you want to play. I don't know, when you want to play Nazis in the Arctic with aliens. I mean, really? There was a movie called what was that movie with?
Thing.
No, whoa.
You said Arctic. Oh, never mind.
There was Christopher. Oh my God. Okay, Rob, go ahead. I forgot.
Never mind. It's only an hour. It's only an hour and change show. You want to turn it into a 3-hour show, please, because Mark's got nothing better to do than listen to you go mum.
Who's Christopher Lee's main nemesis in the Hammer Horrors? What's his name?
That's Peter Cushing. Peter Cushing. You're talking about the Dracula movies or the Frankenstein movie?
No, whatever. It's Peter Cushing I was looking for.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
A movie called. There was these Nazis in the water that would come up. God. I forget.
You're looking at Dead Snow, are you?
No, not. I can't talk anymore.
All right.
Next game. If it comes to you next week, we'll talk about it. Boy, you're just killing the ratings on this show. Now we get to look at the plumber crack. Go ahead.
Okay. Now I'm going to ask you something, Mark. I'm going to ask you something. And it's a delicate question, okay? This is the game.
Yeah.
Now, this game has flavors of Dawn of the Zeds.
Yeah. I don't have that one. Spawned 1914 Race to the Sea and Steamroller Tannenberg 1914. They're based on Dead Reckoning.
No way.
Same system.
Well, hold on. Is it tongue in cheek like Dead Reckoning?
No. They're just straight up war games with this great system he has with those battle cards that as you play them, so there's no die rolling, that you draw this battle card and it will tell you the results based on the counters that you have and special equipment that they may have. So yeah, that was the first one in that.
Is that nepotism?
What does it say? I can't.
What does it say?
It says Denver was gone. Denver. Does that remind you of somebody? Denver?
It does, but that isn't. Yeah.
That's not nepotism?
I don't think he knew Denver when he did that. All
right. So that was your 5, okay? And we matched 3 of them. So I've got 2 additional ones to pop in here. Listen. We got the Grand Master in the house. And let me tell you something.
That's Brian Train. Is that Brian Train?
Designed by none other than Mark H. Walker. Sticks and Stones. This is on point.
I didn't know you knew that. If I knew, why didn't you talk to me? I would have picked a Mark Walker design too. Like, what's the matter with you? Talk to me, man.
That would have spoiled the fun.
Great game. Fantastic. I really enjoyed it. And again, it comes back to the things that you are always talking about. And it tells this story. and it does such a great job at it. And I really, really enjoy that. The tiny battles, having to go through and trying to pick 5 of these, it was as hard as anything.
Yes.
But the one I really liked, and this is another one of your designs, is Dark War.
But that's an RPG. It's an RPG.
It's part of the tiny battle line.
It's also a skirmish game.
Yes. It's also a skirmish game.
But
and it's great.
Aren't all RPGs skirmish games?
They could be, but they're actually
Is there
scenarios
a conflict?
in Dark War.
Yeah. Is there a conflict? Yes.
Yes.
Are people fighting?
Yes.
Is it a tiny battle game?
Yes.
Just sit
there.
There
You go.
Just sit there. Fantastic. I couldn't wait to get my hands on this because I never got the first version. So when I got the rebooted version, and I went, whoa, what's this? And then you start reading. And again, it comes down to exactly what you've said. Completely you just telling this story and you get sucked into it. The role-playing aspect is fantastic. We're going to be doing a live play here very soon on Rob's Tabletop World, not on No Enemies Here. But, it's something that I think people are going to be immersed in and really buy into this because it has so many facets. It's how you took that RPG and made it, okay, here we go. There's this whole board game that comes with it as well. And it's just, it's phenomenal. And you did a great job on it.
Rob,
how long did it take you to put that together?
A long time, longer than I knew. I never designed an RPG. I've never played a pen and paper RPG. I played Fallout 1. I played Fallout 2. What else? Trying to think. Oh God, yes, Shadowrun. But I wanted an RPG that was kind of set in what originally was the World at War universe, but since I call it Dark War now. And so it took a long time, and still RPG people that look at it, they even want more backstory. I mean, Rob, you play RPGs, you know how thick those books are.
Yeah.
It's not an RPG company, so there was a limit to how much time I could put into it. But I got to say, I absolutely love that. And of probably all the games I've designed, I have spent more time playing that game with other people than any other one of them. I mean, we had 2 campaigns going at the same time here in the middle of nowhere, 2 totally separate groups. I've done many one-offs with Denver's and friends of hers and stuff. We did a one-off there at Origins. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. I enjoy the juxtaposition of you can have a group that's made up of an ex-Army guy that's toting around an M16, and you may have somebody that's actually secretly a Lycan slant werewolf, and nobody else in the party knows it, and there's somebody else in the party that's secretly a vampire, and no one else knows it, and you fight weird things till you fight a Soviet fire team. And it just, I really enjoy it. That's all I can say. I really enjoy it.
Hey, Rob.
It's a funny thing, and I'm sorry because I want to answer this. We did a whole thing on Armageddon War last week, and we talked at the beginning of the show about Armageddon War, and and I think I know because I always send you the links when I do videos. But when I was doing top 10s and I did my top games, 4 of your games were in my top 10 games of all time. And that's for me. And again, of course, it is, personal opinion, but to change my outlook on games in such a short time, in 4 or 5 years that you've put out these things, I mean, for me, it speaks volumes. And, we've gotten to know each other and here and so forth and so on. But I'm not buttering your bread when I tell you these games have changed the way I look at things. Armageddon War, especially that whole mechanic, how you think you're set up for a shot, you are set up and ready to go, and you miss that shot, and you had the first shot or the first turn, and then you have to skip a turn. I mean, you're dead in the water. You have an advantage, and then all of a sudden it's all taken away from you. And it's just the system and everything about every game that you put, with Shane to the tiny bat. Yeah, Greg Porter, another, Greg Porter did another fantastic zombie war. The people you surround yourself, you are defined by the people that you surround yourself in life. Okay. The people that you keep around you, and you seem to have some of the best people around you, from your daughter to Herman, to Greg, to Shane. And this is why you are one of the best wargaming companies out there.
That's really nice of you to say that. Thanks. I don't know if 4 of my games would be in my top 10 or not, but.
Well, Rob.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, because I cut you off.
Is there any way we can do a Dark War Live, something RPG, you and I, or something? Because I'm not very familiar with RPGs, and you could teach me, and we can have fun, and I could beat you.
If we're talking after the show, because I may be looking for another co-host. Yeah. But anyways, we did Flying Pig last week. We did Tiny Battle this week, and having you on was such a pleasure. Over the years I've got to know you. It's become very personal, and I never let that change how I think about games. But I'll tell you, and I'm telling you, God's honest truth. I love what you're doing. I hope you keep on doing it for as long as you possibly can, because you are breaking ground. And hey, I was the first one to run the miniature market and say, hey, this guy's got something here and he's special. And it's true. And it shows, and people love your games. People love what you're doing. Do you want to add to this, Dan?
I got something in my eye. No, are you kidding? Look at your maps on Flying Pigs. It's
not just the maps. It's the counters. It's the gameplay. Everything is
you
just.
Asked me to say something. Can I?
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, you're right. Go ahead.
Okay, I have nothing more else to say. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you guys for having me on. This has really been a lot of fun. I appreciate it. And I hope I answered everybody's questions. Somebody asked if I would ever do a 65 prequel. Yeah, I would love to. There's just, it takes up a lot of time just running the company. So, it takes a while to design a game, but sure, I'd love to get around to that. I'm still a young man. I got a long way to go.
Mm-hmm. Robert has been screaming to the top of his lungs, reprint of OST Airborne.
Absolutely. Yep. You'll see Shane and I are looking at, it's either going to be part of the Volume 2 Kickstarter or reprint Volume 2, or we're just going to put it up for pre-order. One or the other. But I think that everyone that wants to have a copy of Airborne will have one in their hands by the end of the summer.
Look at that, folks. There you go. And you're just cranking it out and now we got this Gettysburg thing coming soon. Probably next year, right? You would say?
No, the Kickstarter will be this year. Kickstarter will be, Herman and I were talking about that this morning. God willing, the Kickstarter will be no later than August.
Oh, wow. We may see the game by the beginning of the year.
Yeah, we hope to have, now this is extremely unofficial and stuff never happens as quickly as I would like, but we hope to have this stuff together to start making prototypes by mid-June.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. Oh, it's well along.
Oh, wow.
I can't wait. I have no idea what the map's going to look like. Rick Barber, man, freak me out.
It'll be nice. He does great work.
Yes, he does.
All right, we're going to wrap this up. Another fantastic War and Pieces. Everybody, please go over and subscribe so he doesn't cry on his little itty bitty pillow over at No Enemies Here. Don't forget to check out Rob's Tabletop World on Twitch and, of course, YouTube, and smash that like button until it hurts. And also, how can we not honor our fantastic guests? Go over to Flying Pigs Games. Go to their website, order whatever you have left, because you don't have much left, probably, because you sell out of it so doggone quick.
Well, the only thing we're sold out of right now is Volume 2 and Airborne.
Okay.
But Armageddon War is getting low stock.
Yeah, if you don't get Armageddon War soon, okay, and I'm telling you, if you get this, you will not be disappointed one bit. This is a fantastic system, a fantastic game, and it's just amazing. And you'll be playing it for quite some time. I really suggest you go over there, you pick that up. Go take a look at Tiny Battles. They have tons of affordable and wonderful games that you think, oh, well, it's a plastic bag game. You don't realize what you get in there.
Yeah.
And let's not forget about the magazine, which, again, yeah. Another fantastic, I mean, a very deep and fantastic magazine. It's just unbelievable. He's gonna show it up. He's gonna do a little promo there. Attaboy. Yeah. One of the best magazines out there, because when you put a game in there, you put a game in there. I mean, I'm amazed at it. And I can't say enough for the quality and the passion and the love that you put into this. And again, thank you, Mark, for coming on. And we hope to have you on again soon. And, thank you for everything you do. We really, really appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
All right, everybody. Until next time, for Dan, Mark, and myself, your old pal, Rob, we will see you guys soon. Mark, just hang in there for a second.
Mm-hmm.